But what happens to us as a society when we spend more time face down in our phones than face up, interacting physically, verbally with our fellow humans? Who could argue that technology hasn't helped us communicate more efficiently, faster, more cheaply over longer distances? But is that communicating better? Here to talk about that is Dr. Jim Taylor. He's an adjunct professor at the University of San Francisco. He holds a PhD in psychology and blogs on the psychology of technology for SFK. Thanks for being with us, Jim.
Great to be here, Simon.
You know, in talking to older folks and younger folks, is it possible to argue that this is just a generational issue? The old fogies, we don't get it, and the young kids, it's normal for them?
Well, partially it's a generational issue because the fact is, for people who are over, say, 25 or 30, this is all new stuff. But now we're getting kids who were raised in this world, so it's just what they do. But normal doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy or positive.
What is the appeal of electronic communication for anybody?
Well, first of all, the access to information. Be able to gain information from a universe of knowledge out there. So that's one very great benefit. The other is just connectivity. Being able to be in touch with friends, colleagues, business people, everybody instantly is an incredible attraction and a draw for people. It also has a dark side.
Yeah, what is the rub there? Are you really in touch? Are you really connecting to people when this is it?
Well, it's a degree of connectivity. One thing I write a lot about in my blogs is how technology is affecting the quality of our relationships. Because if you're going like this all the time, I run up in Marin a lot, and I see groups of kids not talking to each other, but playing on their phones, and I'm wondering if they're actually texting each other, even though they're sitting right next to each other. And so it's really a matter of using it as a tool to build on it and develop healthy relationships and real relationships from there.
We were talking earlier about this idea that it's only retroactively that you can see whether it's good or not.
Well, that's the problem, is technology is advancing at such a rapid pace that we only have time to explore the implications of all these developments on human behavior and relationships in the rearview mirror. By then, technology is well entrenched, it's what we do, and the reality is a lot of people get addicted to it.
And last question, what's the best case scenario and worst case scenario if this keeps evolving this quickly and we all keep using it so much?
Well, it will keep evolving that quickly. And the best case scenario is that, like a little child, we'll grow up and we'll learn how to use it in a very deliberate, thoughtful, healthy way. The worst case scenario is that it takes over our lives and we become these little computerized automatons that no longer connect at a real level. And then it'll be just a matter of time to see what happens.
And if we are automatons, if I never pick up the phone and talk to you, if I never go out to lunch with you, what does that mean for me as a, in theory, sociable being?
Well, it's certainly going to affect us in a lot of ways. It has in many ways already, in very healthy ways, in our ability to connect with way more people, to build relationships, shared activities, interests, and so on. But at the same time, I guess I'm still a little old school, and this is where the fogey part comes in, that I still believe in blood and guts relationships, and that the ability to connect with people at a very direct level where you can see them and hear them and feel them and smell them and all the things that have gotten us to where we are today might be affected.
But scientifically, what difference does that make? What is the difference between texting and blood and guts relationship?
Well, because with texting, you only have a limited amount of information, the words on a screen. But in a real relationship, there are all the other senses and qualities, facial expressions, body language, emotional content that you simply can't get with electronic technology, except maybe your little smiley face, which is a pretty weak replacement for real emotions.
Agreed. All right, Dr. Taylor, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.